I want it, I got it. It's all working out for me. I am manifesting $10,000. You repeat the affirmations. You visualize, you script. You try to stay positive, and yet nothing seems to happen. You feel stuck. You can't seem to receive what you've been asking for. You keep holding on to the vision, holding on to faith, trying to trust the process, but if you're being honest, your confidence is starting to crack. You start wondering if you're doing something wrong. Maybe there's another technique. Maybe there's a secret method nobody told you about. Maybe you've missed an important step. You consume more content. You buy another book. You start over again. And somehow, after all that effort, you feel like you're back at day one. Hello and welcome back to the Nonetheless podcast. Today we are talking about manifestation and how its popularity leads to greater frustration. I know a lot of people are frustrated and start to believe it's all a lie. So this episode is a response to that experience. So today I want to talk about that experience, not as a perspective of a manifestation guru, not from the perspective of someone who claims to have all the answers, but from the perspective of someone who's been there. Because at the end of the day, no matter how spiritual we become, no matter how much we talk about detachment and divine timing, the reason we start manifesting is simple. We want the feeling of being fulfilled, accomplished, free, happy, or even safe, whether it comes in the form of a relationship, an opportunity, money, or your dream life. These are just excuses to feel this way. What we want deep down is to see the movement. We want to stop feeling burdened by what imprisons us. And when that movement doesn't happen as quickly as we expect, it can be incredibly discouraging. So, today, let's have an honest conversation about manifestation, expectations, delays, and what nobody talks about when you are waiting for your desires to arrive. Manifestation introduced a different possibility, the possibility that we could actively participate in creating our own lives, that you're not condemned to stay in situations you hate, that you're not obligated to remain in relationships that drains you, that we could choose a different future, we can choose a different outcome than what has been proposed. We're not forced to repeat cycles. And for many people, that realization was life changing. Sociology has long shown that our environment shapes many of the possibilities we imagine for ourselves. Studies suggest that children are more likely to follow educational and career paths similar to those of their parents because they are exposed to certain values, expectations, opportunities, and social networks from an early age. And manifestation break the belief of enduring life passively and teach how to be in charge in the matters we have access to, even when limited. What many manifestation videos don't discuss is that becoming aware of your power doesn't automatically remove every obstacle. Because life is still unpredictable. Life still happens to everyone. It is not protection against what can happen. You can be positive and still face challenges. You can have faith and still experience delays. You can visualize every day and still have moments of doubt. And when those moments happen, people often assume they're failing. They think, if I was a good manifester, it would have happened already. If I truly believed, I'd have my desire. If it's taking this long, maybe manifestation isn't real. Truth is that we are all humans. Even if you remember what you can do, you still choose to embark on earth to have a physical reality. Manifestation is not a cheat code to life. You will still have bad day. Even when you remember you have your manifestation, you won't experience extreme happiness 24/7. You will still have to feel your emotions and embrace your so called flaws. And it's when it gets tricky and dangerous because instead of pursuing your desires, you start to obsess over fixing yourself. Every delay becomes evidence that something is wrong with you. Every obstacle becomes proof that you are blocked, and every setback becomes another reason for you to doubt. And suddenly, manifestation stops feeling empowering. It starts feeling exhausting. It starts feeling like a job, like a condition. I genuinely believe one of the biggest problems in manifestation communities is our obsession with time. We decide exactly when something should happen. Then we become frustrated when in reality it doesn't follow our schedule. We say, I want it by this summer, I want it by my birthday, I want it by the end of the year. And when those deadlines pass, we panic. But here is the thing, the desire itself isn't causing the suffering, it is your inner schedule, your inner timeline, your inner pressure, and your constant checking, your constant asking, is it there yet? Is it working out yet? Am I doing enough? When your entire emotional state depends on whether your manifestation arrives by a certain date, you're constantly putting yourself under stress. You're turning every day into a test, and eventually, you're no longer enjoying your life. You're monitoring it. One of the biggest shifts I've experienced is moving from having to being. Most people think, I'll become confident when I get the thing. I'll feel secure when I get the thing. I'll feel worthy when I get the thing. But what if the journey is actually teaching you to become those things before the result appears? Because you're not trying to trick the universe, not because you're trying to earn your manifestation, but because your life cannot remain on pause until something arrives. You still deserve joy today. You still deserve peace today. You still deserve a meaningful life today, even if your manifestation hasn't arrived yet. Because if your happiness depends entirely on one future event, you'll always feel like your life is somewhere else. And your life isn't somewhere else, it is happening now. I am telling you, time cannot be an indicator of your manifestation, of you receiving it. We said time is an illusion, but we are still experiencing time. So use time at your advantage, not as a way to control. Use time that you have to reinforce your new identity as the person that has the manifestation. Use time as a tool to create more momentum. You got this. I've talked more about how to use time to your advantage on my Patreon. I'll put the link down below. I know some of you have been trying for months, some of you for years, and maybe you've convinced yourself that you're simply bad at manifesting. But I don't think that's true. I think you are human. I think you're trying to navigate life and uncertainty. I think you are carrying hopes, fears, expectation, disappointment, and even dreams all at once. And we have to admit that that's difficult. Manifestation content often shows the success stories, the overnight changes, the miracle moments, the before and after, but it really shows the waiting, the frustration, the setbacks, the delays, the periods where nothing seems to make sense. Yet, those experiences are part of so many people's journey. You are not alone if you felt discouraged. You are not alone if you've doubted. You are not alone if you wondered whether any of this is working. So, I want you to make the manifestation a daily process. Give yourself grace and be more compassionate towards yourself. Manifestation is not a religion. You won't be rewarded for having faith or go to hell because you've done something wrong. Manifestation is not a strict program, and manifestation is not your identity. My advice would be this: don't find more tricks. Don't ever look for quick schemes to get a manifestation. Don't control whether your manifestation is arriving or not, but learn to embrace the day to day process, to trust the relationship between you and the universe, you and your manifestation. You have to be so confident in your manifestation and your new identity that if tomorrow you stop scripting or affirming, you know you'll get your manifestation. Because the truth is, these are just tools. You already are and have everything you need in this right moment. Since the day you were born, you are manifesting. For personal experience, I only use scripting and visualization as a tool for fun, for the plot, but I don't have to because I'm so confident that I can take a nap and I won't feel guilty about anything. My manifestation can come in 5 years and I won't sweat. If you want me to develop more on that, of course, I'll develop in the next video how to have a non wavering identity so you become more resilient. I've started the Patreon to speak more about my spiritual journey and what I've learned, so don't hesitate to check it out. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, is this: stop pressuring yourself, stop treating every day like a personal failure, stop measuring your worth by how quickly something arrives. You are allowed to have desires, you are allowed to want more for yourself, but your life is happening right now, not when the manifestation arrives, not when the bank account changes, not when the relationship appears, not when the circumstances finally look perfect. You'll gain more by learning how to be calm without having what you want than being granted every single thing you want. It doesn't mean you should suffer or prove you're worthy of that manifestation. Right now, I want you to take care of yourself, keep moving forward, keep believing in possibilities, but don't forget to leave while you're waiting because sometimes the most important thing you can receive isn't the manifestation, it's the person you are becoming along the way. To talk more about me and my experience, I've been learning so much about myself and what I want by manifesting. I have thousands of lists of what I've manifested and had, and to me, the true change that made a difference was how much I've changed internally and not the material things. Right now, I am more out of my head. I am able to regulate my emotions and have my nervous system regulated. I am firm on my boundaries. I speak out whenever something is bothering me. So, you will always gain more than you think or being prepared to be the person who can hold what you ask. So don't be afraid of your manifestation taking you much time or a bit longer than other people, and have more compassion towards yourself and make room for more. You'll always have something you need to sacrifice in order to have what you want. And most of the time, you have to sacrifice the person you were to be the person you want to become. I'd love to know more about your experience with manifestation. What's something you've been waiting for? How do you handle delays and uncertainty? Let's have an honest conversation in the comments because I know so many people are navigating these feelings right now. And if you like a more personal discussion about how I've dealt with waiting, frustration, the pressure of time, and delays, I've shared more of my personal experiences over Patreon. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.